Ofcom, the regulator here in the UK, which can tell all radio stations and television stations not to say things, they said that the David Icke was actually censored on one of the TV stations. They rebroadcast my episode and said it because it was dangerous to those listening. So it literally was like coddling almost people that they couldn't hear this. So, yeah.
Yeah, so the history of this idea of hate speech really goes back to the civil rights movement, and starting with the most offensive word in the English language, the N-word, and that it's hurtful, it's hateful, and I agree it is. I won't use it, but that's kind of the easiest example. But I would still, even with that example, be against the state outlawing the use of that word, because what if an African American comedian wants to use the word?
Right.
What if the comedian is half black?
Yeah.
Then we're going to have like racial laws about, race mixing, and they sound like Goebbels and Himmler, right?
Yeah.
So you just can't censor words like that. Now, I agree, personally, I'm not going to call women the C word. I'm not going to call Jews kikes and so on. I agree. These are words. Don't be a dick. Don't use those words. And okay. But from there, you start to expand out the category where, like I reprinted the book here, this list of microaggressions from the University of California system they gave out to everybody. Like if you ask somebody, where are you from or where were you born? It implies they're not a true American, therefore it's hate speech. Or if you say to somebody, you speak English very well, that's now a microaggression because it implies you are a perpetual foreigner in your own country. Well, my wife is from Germany, from Cologne, Germany. Her English is impeccable. You would never know she's from Germany with her perfect English. So people always say, you're from Germany. Wow, you speak English so well. And she says, thank you. I paid attention in school. Instead of being offended, just thank people for that.
When was this printed, the one you're reading? What? Now,
some of these are kind of cringeworthy, like you're a credit to your race, or to an Asian, you're so good in math, you expect to be, so what? Okay. But the problem with those kinds of lists is now students are walking around in this kind of state of like, oh my God, which one can I say now? So it ends up, I'm just going to keep my mouth shut. I'm just going to self-censor because I don't know what's going to get me busted. And, the cancel culture on social media is so corrosive that it puts fear into people and it stifles conversation. And this is no good, especially in college. This is the time you're supposed to be articulating every crazy idea you ever had so that you can kind of navigate the waters and come out the other end with a set of ideas that are well argued and articulated. And if you can't do that, then what are you going to do?